Good morning, students, and welcome to the new lecture of Business Studies. And I hope you people all are well, doing well, and preparing for your final exams. So today our topic is the international trade or international business. So you in the previous lecture we studied about what do you mean by the internal trade, and the trade which is beyond the limits of the country or the geographical limits of the country that take place within the country. It is the internal business or internal trade. It is also called the Indian trade. But in our today's lecture, we try to understand what is the meaning of the international business or international trade. It means it is a trade, it is a business which is actually associated with the two countries. It is beyond or crossing the limit of the country. When there are two countries together coming for the trade, that is called the international business or international trade. So in this lecture we try to understand or discuss about what is the meaning of international business, then what are the features, what are problems facing for doing the international business, and also the difference between the internal trade as well as the external trade. Then also we will move to the what is the export procedure of the business, and also there is the export procedure as well as the import procedure. Also there are international trade institutions and agreements. What are the different agreements of international business and international trade? We are also going to discuss it in the detail. So before starting all these, we will first move to the what is the meaning. We try to understand the meaning of the international business. So it means in buying and selling the goods between the two countries. Simple words you can say. So international business refer to the buying and selling of the goods beyond the geographical limits of the country. It is called the trade between the two countries. So we have there are the three kind of option for doing the international business. There is the export. We can also do the import, and also the third option is that is the re-export. Or we can also say it is an intra-port. So what do you mean by the export? Export means that it refers to selling and the services and goods to the foreign country. When we are selling the goods and services to the other country, to the foreign country, this is called export. What do you mean by import? It means that it refers to buying and selling of goods from the foreign country. It means that when we are going to sell from the outside the country, or you can say from the foreign country, it means when we are selling it to the foreign country, it is called export. When we are purchasing the things from the foreign country, that is the import. It means when we are selling to foreign country, that is export. When we are purchasing from the foreign country, that is the your import. Now next is the re-export. It means it refers to the import of the goods not for consumption but in home country. It is in the home country but for exporting them into the another country. So this is called the re-export. So we have the three options with us for the international business. It is that the export, then import, then re-export. Now come to the nature of the external trade or international business. We have the international business or a foreign trade involve the two countries first of all. So there are different features of the foreign country. First is the involvement of the two countries. That is the most important, that in the international business, there must be the requirement of two countries. At least the two countries are trading together. It is called the international business. And the second one is the payment in the foreign currency. When we are doing the business on the international market, there is also the question that it is the foreign currency we are tackling with. So we can say that each country has its own currency. Payment for imported goods is made for foreign currency, and payment for export is also received in the foreign currency. So for as well as for the export or as well as for the import, in the both cases the currency we are to deal with the foreign currency. Now, what are the different problems? We have some also, we have to face some problems also in doing the international business, as in the other hand it is very important now these days for developing countries, but also we have to face some problems for doing the international business. So what are those? That first is the legal procedure. It is a huge legal procedure we have to follow, and we have to do it. Without that legal procedure we cannot pursue. Second one is, or we can say, the import and export goods involve the lengthy and complicated procedure. So it means that one has to fill many documents, such to get the custom documents, get custom clearance, then the conversion of the rupee into the foreign currency, booking of the ship, etc. So these are all the problem we are to face. It means for that we are to also have to follow the legal procedures. Second one is the restrictions. So it means that the international business is not free from the internal free as internal trade, as we can do easily our internal trade without all these restrictions. But when we are moving and pursuing our business for international business, we have to follow some restrictions. There are some restrictions and we have to follow accordingly. It means in case of a several item export or import, license has to be obtained. So many restrictions are imposed by the government on export or import of the certain items. Now next is the risk involved. As long as your you can say the pacing or the distance is getting more and more, there is more and more probability of the risk. So here it means that the risk involved in this business is much higher than the internal business. Due to the long distance, the risk is the risk of the damage of the goods in transit. There is also the risk of fluctuation in the currency, or you can say fluctuation of currency conversion rates. Next, the export must take marine insurance policy before sending the goods through the ship. It means that you must have to take some license, or you have to also think about the different kinds of the risk which is during the transit. For that you have to also take the insurance, that marine insurance and all. Also there is a different language, because there is also the one barrier which is very much, you can say, affect your business, that is the barrier of the language. So this is the main problem which faces by the exporter as well as the importer during the international business, facing the problem of the language. So the different languages spoken or written in different countries. So it means trader must appoint someone who can read and understand the foreign language to read the price list, terms, condition of the trade. So this can be the big problem for the international business, but you must have to hire some person who can understand that language. At least you can understand what are the terms and condition of the foreign businessman who is going to business with you. Now next is the arrangement of the foreign currency for making the payment of import. The importer has to arrange the foreign currency, which involves a lengthy procedure. So these are the problem of international business. Now coming to the reason for international business. What are the reasons why they do the international business? First is that there is unequal distribution of the natural resources among the different countries. Availability of different factors such as the production, such as the land, labor, capital and the raw material are different among different nations. Next is difference in the labor productivity, production cost due to the socio-economic and geographical and political reasons. Also, there is, as a result, each country find it advantageous to produce those selective goods and services that it can produce more effectively and efficiently, and procuring rest to trade with other country, which the other country can produce at the lower cost. It means for more, we can say that the God has actually spread lot of things to the different part of the world. It means if we are rich with the agriculture, maybe the other country is rich with other things. So there are so many aspects. It means with the abundance of that, we are able to trade with the other country. It means we have rich with the agriculture, or we can export it to the other country. But the other country may be rich in the technology or other factor, we can import those technology from those side. Because of the so many reasons, it is there may be the socio-economic reason, there is a geographical reason, or there may be, you can say, the labor, the capital, so many reasons. Just because of so many reasons, we are to do the international business. Now, next is the international business versus the domestic business. It means there is a what is the difference between the internal business or external business, you can say. So first is the difference is, first is the nationality of the buyer and seller. Here the difference is, when we are doing the business within the country, there is the same nationality, the language we spoken are the same, but when we are going abroad, or we are just crossing the limit of our country, it means there is the main thing which is the different, that is the language, taste, preferences. Next is the nationality of the stakeholders. Stakeholders are the employees, or you can say employee, supplier, shareholder, all are the stakeholders. And if you are doing the business with the other country, then nationality will also be changed. And with the change of the nationality, the change of the language, and the taste and preference, obviously foreign stakeholders will also be different from yours. Next is the customer heterogeneity across market. It means that due to the socio-cultural differences, background differ in their taste, fashion, language, there is a lot of variation in the demand pattern. So it means, for example, Indian people are right-hand driven cars, whereas the American people drive left-handed driven cars. In America, people change their, you can say, the consumer durable in 2 or 3 years, whereas in India, the people use it till it is totally worn out. So this is also the mentality of the people you have to take care about. It means that you have to also think about their mentality when you are producing things to the particular country. Difference in the business system and the practices. The difference, these differences are more in the international business as compared to the domestic. That is obviously difference in the economic development, cost, economic infrastructure, market support services makes it necessary for the firm dealing in international trade to adapt their production, finance, human resources and market plans, as well as the condition prevailing in international market. Next, that is the political system and risk. There is also the difference between what kind of the, you can say, the government is prevailing in that country, or what are the rules and regulation of those country. You have to also be aware about it, and you have to also have to, take care about it, and also have to adopt that. It means that the political factors such as the type of the government, the political environment, its ideology, that is, has great impact on the business operations. Firms dealing with the internal trade need to make special efforts to understand the political environment of the importer or exporter country also. So you also take care about all the legal rules and regulation about that. You have to follow according to that country if you are going to do the business with them. So these all are, you can say, the differences you are just facing when you are doing the business with the your domestic domestic market, or the internal trade as well as the external trade. What are the differences? Now come to the benefits of internal business or need for international business. So it means that there is also the importance. There are so many importance when we are doing the business with the other countries. What are the benefits? So here the earning. First is the earning of the foreign exchange. With the help of doing the business with the other country, you can earn more and more foreign exchange. It means that it helps the country to earn foreign exchange, which can be used to import capital goods, that is technology, petroleum products and fertilizer, etc. So next is the more efficient use of resources. It means every country has some or other natural resources. For example, a country may possess mineral resources, labor resources, technological capability, water resources, etc. Every country tries to use its resources in the best possible manner, and gradually they become more efficient and specialize in using these resources than other countries. For example, the Japan may produce electronic goods more efficiently than India, and India may produce agriculture goods more efficiently than Japan. So you can say thus the India can buy the electronic goods from Japan and can sell agriculture goods to the Japan. So there is a give and take. It means that if you are exporting something, you can also import something from that country also. Next is the increased standard of living. It means that in the absence of international trade, the world would not have been possible for the world community to use the goods and services produced in the country. The people living in the developing and underdeveloped countries can use these products and increase their standard of living. It means with the help of international business, you can upgrade your living standard. Now, coming to the benefit to the firm, what are the benefit is giving we are having with the international business? That the prospects for high profit. It means generally international business is more profitable than the domestic business. When the price of when the price in the domestic market are going low or getting more less, then firm can sell high price in international business. So you have also become optional. You can also have an option to switch your business from the domestic to the international market, and you can also have earn the more profit. Next, that is the increased capacity of utilization. Increased capacity utilization. So it means companies involved in external trade increase their production capacity. With increase in production capacity, these firms can get benefit of large production, of economies of scale, and reduce the cost of production. Next is the prospect of the growth. So when the demand for the products start becoming saturated in the domestic country, then such country can enhance their business by approaching international market. International market. This is the main motive of many MNCs at developed country to earn in the market of developing countries. So it means when there is this point of saturation, it means there is the more and more demand in a one point, and at some specific point the demand gets decreasing. When the demand decreases or just be stable at a particular point, then you should also move to the international market to grow more and more, to earn more and more profit. Next is the way out from intense competition in the domestic market. It is also a very good option when in the domestic market there are so many competitors with you and the price getting lower just because of the competition. You have to lower your price. It's very much good to switch from the domestic market to move to the international market where you can get the good prices of your goods. Next, improve business vision. It means the whole world is the village. You can sell your product clockwise. Why are you just thinking that your limit is just your country? You can widen your vision. You can search your more customer with the help of the international business. So these are you can say the benefits of the international business. Now, mode of entering into the international business. What are the modes of entering the international business? There are with the help of the export, with the help of the import and the re-export. These are the ways. With the help of that, you can enter to the international business. So that we are going to discuss in the next lecture, and I think this is enough for today. We will